I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down, take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old pace, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. You slow it on down, take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. You slow it on down, take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins the race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes on to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.
Oh man, here we go again. We're going to create change. Make it happen this time. Let's go. Always good vibes. Get out of your bed. I can feel it. It's going to be a good day, a great day. Let's go. Always good vibes. Create change. Let's go. Let's go. Always good vibes. Let's go. Always good vibes.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Here we go, man. What's up, brother Clint?
What's up, man? That's a good tune. I like that. That's a good
Hey,
jam.
you know, and I make no bones about it, bro. That was me and Suno having a late night uh reunion together, and you know, it was like, but no, man, I just put in I swear it was that easy.
I love it.
I love that version. Now, you know how they make you too. Now the other one was dumb. It was dumb. I was like, I don't even why it the way that it turned the phrase. It was like, well, that don't even flow together. But that one there, I was like, y'all nailed that one, man. I don't care what anybody says. Shout out to Suno.
It does do good. It's wild, that AI, man. It does good sometimes, man. Sometimes it's like almost too good. It's like, whoa,
bro,
okay,
I
that's
push it
kind of
up.
what I was going for.
Yo, I
Oh, I
push
do
it
too.
up.
I do too.
I
I do
push it
too.
up because like you guys have a show. It gives us as creators an opportunity to throw a little 30, 25 second or even a whole song, whatever you want to use of it, but it's yours. You don't have to worry about copyright. You don't have to worry about none of that stuff. It's yours. You can use it. And as far as I'm
Yep.
concerned, if somebody else likes it, I don't give a flying hoot. They, you
No,
know, they if
no,
they dig it that much, I hope they like it too. You know,
the
whatever, man.
only thing the only like, what's the word? The only issue I would have with it is if somebody's going out there trying to claim it's theirs that they
There you go.
created and they're making money off of it. Like, nah, dude. Like,
Come on,
put
man.
the credit where the credit's due.
There you go.
Put that out there. Don't make people think you wrote it. That's why when I wrote that one song, I made it very clear. I wrote the
Yep.
lyrics and I just uploaded them and I let
Yep.
it put the music to
Yep.
it and
Yep.
do its thing. But I did
Well,
write the lyrics to that.
to me, that's fair because my whole thing is, and this is coming at strictly from a person that this is the way I look at it. If I brought two of me's in that had never seen a computer or an instrument or anything, if I brought two of me in and I said, okay, well, that one of you, I want you to go to this room and this fellow that's really good or this lady that's really good with computers and getting you started is going to work with you for however long it takes for you to then be able to use the tools to create you some music. And then I take the other me into a room and I say, okay, there's a thump bass, a guitar, a mandolin, and there's a banjo. You can use as many as you want or as few as you want, but you got to use at least one. I want you to create me a song and be ready to. Well, the one that I send into the room with the instrument's going to have a hell of a lot more time to spend getting getting right, getting ready to be able to actually do it than the one that goes into the room that is full of software that somebody's going to teach them.
Yep,
That's the way I feel about
I agree with that.
it.
I see
And
that. Thanks for explaining it that way because I do agree with that.
but I also appreciate the creativity and the use of the tools that's available. So from your standpoint, like you said, just give the credit. Just 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 give the proper credit. That's all that matters to me.
That's all that
I don't
matters.
like I hope you make money. I hope you do
Yep.
well. Because for a lot of years, bro, like songwriters like myself, dude, like there was no reason for me to even think about like years ago trying to like be a songwriter because you would make pennies. Like somebody that sang it and recorded it and sold the records, they might make millions, but the songwriter themselves for it would make pennies in comparison. So I appreciate the fact that people are getting paid for it and they're pushing a little bit harder on like making sure that people get the proper credits where all this kind of thing. But you know I it's just like you said, put the credit where the credit is due. If put the help, like it'd be like if you help me write a song, well then I need to put your name down as
Yep.
part of the
Yep.
songwriter.
Yep. I
Otherwise,
agree.
I'm not being fair about it. If me and brother Clint sit and write a song, and then unless he just says full on, like, look, bro, I don't want nothing to do with it. You have it, it's yours, whatever. But if we say, hey, we're writing a song together, and then a couple days later he sees, well, this is copyrighted, but it says guy on it. Well, that's not going to be really fair for him. He's going to be like, oh, well, then wait a minute now. I wrote the chorus to that, or I
Yeah.
wrote the, whatever. And
Yeah.
it's like, so true, man. So true.
I love
So,
it though. I do. I love that tune.
me too.
It's a good beginning of your intro. It's a good.
Thanks,
I
man.
don't know. It's uplifting. It jazzes you a little bit. Makes you
Thanks,
bob.
man.
It
Hey,
makes you
well,
bob your head.
what's
It makes
that?
you.
You know how they say it's like you have a channel tag or like I can't remember what it's called like in the marketing world or whatever or
Mhm.
in the TV world, but like like how some of our favorite like Dukes of Hazzard and just
Mhm.
some good old boy. You
Oh,
remember
yeah,
the song? Uh,
and it does it every time.
yeah,
Everybody
yeah,
sings it. Everybody
yeah,
starts singing it when it comes
yeah,
on. They start what is it? Just a good old boys,
yeah.
never meaning
Never
no
meaning
harm.
no harm. Yeah,
You
it's
start singing it.
anybody from our age group knows that song. Whether you liked
Yep.
it or not doesn't matter. You
Don't
know
matter.
it. You
Yep.
know it.
Yep.
It's just that's so true, man. Hey, well,
So how
good
you doing
morning,
this
good
morning, man?
vibes. No, dude, I'm doing excellent. Man, it's a beautiful day here today. I hope it's supposed to stay this way. We had some storms last night, so You know, I sleep like a baby through them. I don't care. My wife, she don't like thunderstorms and stuff like that, but I just tell her go get under the house. She knows the call sign. I told her that if I stomp 3 times like that, she knows. Come on up, you're fine. You
That's fantastic. That's
know, you know,
I actually slept like a champ last night.
me
I don't
too.
usually sleep solid, but I went to sleep and I don't recall getting up, waking up, nothing until this morning.
Hey,
It
that's
was
a good
amazing.
night's sleep. That's a good night's sleep. If you don't wake, for me, if I get that 4 or 5 hour run where that nothing makes me rouse up for some reason, you know, for whatever reason. Not that it's just like if I wake up, then I have a hard time going back to sleep. I was like, I'll be sleeping fine, but once I wake up, my eyes fly open. Usually my mouth starts running, and then I'm up. Well, if I get that 4 or 5 hours of solid sleep, then that's all I'm good. Like that feels I'm amped up. I feel like I've been, drinking coffee all night then. Like
Heard.
uh, I just don't feel like I need, like, my wife can totally sleep 8 or 10 hours if she has the opportunity. Like if nothing disturbs her or anything, she can totally. And she's one of them, dude. I swear it'll be an hour before it's time for her to get up. She'll have to get up for some reason, and she'll still go lay back down until her alarm gets her up. I can't do that. I can't do that. Can you? Like
Nah. When my alarm goes off, I got to get up.
I
I got to get up.
like she'll totally have to get up at 5 o'clock, and if she has to, for whatever reason, she has to get up and go pee at 4. Well, she'll totally just go lay right back down and
Oh
fall
no.
back asleep. I don't know how that she's a that would make me
No.
miserable all day,
Yeah,
bro.
it would be too. It put me in that mode where I had to be in a bad mood. Like it'd be
Yep,
like I didn't get any sleep, and it would be the exact opposite. It is weird how it does that, but no, if I get up, it's just time to get up.
it
It's just
is.
time to get up.
It is time to get the coffee going. Time to
Yep,
get right, whatever.
yep.
I was talking to brother William last night, just checking in. I like that he's, who I'm talking about, the bluegrass player
Yes,
here
sir.
in our chat. Well, I try to speak to him, and he'll call me or I'll call him every so often just to touch base. And I was telling, we were talking about, just that thing, that resting like that in general, like having that few hours is all that I feel like I need. But once I've had it, like I can't just lay in the bed. I can't just lay there and like just wait to go back to sleep. Once I wake up, it's like, man, I gotta just go ahead and get up. Hell, I can't go back to sleep. I like
I hear
that.
you.
Yeah, it
I
it
hear you.
just don't work. It don't. Now that doesn't mean I'm necessarily getting out and doing that. It just means I'm getting up, getting my coffee going. I'm gonna start. I'm gonna get my day. Go outside and get my smoke on. That's just that's what you're gonna do.
Yep.
Or that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go ahead and get up and get going, man.
Yes, sir.
Hey, but I'm gonna come through here. We got Truth Wave Energy in the house. Shout out to you,
Hey,
man.
Victor.
Uh, yeah, man. I got to roll him from that. Hey, and I told you about it too, or you heard about it too. But he was on that 999, bro, and I was like, I wanted to see it. Like when I thought if this guy, if this person, and I didn't know who I was. Thought if this person is any kind, which is a blessing. I'm glad that I was able to now be a part of their journey. But I was like, I wanted to see it, so and it didn't let me, but I let him know that I said that. I was like, I tried, man. I know that I did, so it should mark. So shout out to you, Truth Wave Energy, man.
Yes,
There's
sir.
brother Desi.
Hey,
There's
Des.
brother Desi in the house. The AI is incredible. Let's see. Let me bring it up here where we can see it. The AI is incredible that the old way could do, but was too much money to pay musicians by scale, studio time, rehearsals, mix, master, producer. Hey, that's man. I'm telling you, it's so much easier for. That's why that I'm putting music out now, man. If it wasn't the way it is, as far as being able to control it yourself and do it yourself, I can't afford to pay. I mean, I wish I could afford to pay proper musicians and all that kind of stuff. I know a couple that I would love to have play on my songs, but I'm not gonna ask. Like you can't. I don't have the money to pay them properly, and I wish, but if I ever did, then I would. But as a to be able to do it yourself, just like with your podcast or with our shows or anything like that, it's about how much you want to put into it, but you can do it for free. You can totally do all of it for free. I personally choose to invest a little bit just because I enjoy having, some of the stuff, but you can totally do all this right here without any investment, and do a great job at it. So,
Exactly.
I just encourage you, brother. I get started talking, Brother Clint. I'm sorry, man. How's Brother Clint this morning? I'll shut up for a minute.
You know what, man? I had a good night's sleep, but I ended up allowing myself to be grumpy and attitude a little bit this morning. That's why I was grateful when you sent me the message, say, hey, man, you willing to co-host with me this morning? And I was like, you know what? Good vibes. That's where I need to be. Like I'm
Awesome.
moody for no reason. Just my little personal attitude just wants to be PO'd at things that I don't need to be PO'd at. It's like it's weird, man. It's the bipolar, and when you hear something you don't like, you make it a way bigger deal than it needs to be. And I'm like, you know what, man? That's the universe telling me I need some good vibes. Let me go up here and hang out with brother guy. He'll put me in the right mode.
There you go.
And I'm already feeling better.
I love that. Thank you.
I'm great.
Well, dude. I see that's to me, man. You just touched on something that's so important to me and you said it in a totally different way, but meaning I think the same thing. Is I swear, in the morning times, I truly have a crossroads. I can go down a path that sends me on some old like you just said, a little comment or something from 25 damn years ago. But yet I can get started on that shit like it was yesterday and be down this like negative rabbit hole, or I can just kind of check out my dog, put him out the door because he's about to bust, and get my coffee going and laugh at the fact that he's crazy and just having a good time, and it truly is a crossroads, man. And it I can't say it's every morning that I have to, but there's a lot of mornings I could truly just allow myself to just totally, you know how it is, man. Blow it up, like you said, blow up something that probably ain't even like that,
It wasn't like that, man. It was stupid, and then everybody knows I'm seeing Jimena, so I end up having an attitude with her and ruining her morning, and probably starting her off on a bad note and shit because I want to be sissified and act a fool about nothing that just isn't nothing. And then you reflect on it and you're like, dude, what you do that for? And then you get this message, hey man, you want to come on the show? I'm running solo today. I'm like, okay, this is where I need to be. This is the universe saying, hey, correct your path, get back on track. You had a good night's sleep, you got nothing to be crying about. And so here I am, man, just trying to work it out.
Well, and I think it is, and what you're realizing now is that your relationship has a test on both sides, and it's like, okay, when one feels that the other one like man, I know that there's something up. He's got to just have something. Hey, you just say, okay, well, that's just that happens, and it's that's the way you take. What is it they say? You take it out on the ones you love the most, or the ones you love the most, or the ones that catch the most, even when they don't deserve it.
Exactly.
But they also give the most, and you try to give the most in return. And I think that's when it's reciprocal, and you're there to accept bounce and times when you know that you need to be the one to lean on, then you be that, and then there's going to be times when the other one has to be the one for the other one to lean on. That's important, man.
So in public, in front of everybody, Jimena, I'm sorry for being butthole this morning. I'm going to try to make it up to you.
There you go. I think you already did, my brother. Shout out to you. Always good vibes here with Guy and Clint. Sean had some issues with his internet. He texted me just before we come on there, so hopefully he gets that fixed. But today we're going to talk about trades, man. And it's funny. It works out that I know that you were part of the trades, and I felt like it's a topic in which that we can go several different ways. But I think for us, it's just the known knowledge. We don't have to look in the books. We don't have to look for those types of things. We can talk about the things that we have personally seen and what we think about the trades moving forward, and just delve into it, man. Just have a good talk about it. But let's play us a song. I gotta grab me a drink, man. Forgot to get me a drink. Let's play us a song. I'm gonna get me a drink, and then we'll come back, and that'll be the topic. A little bit of something that we explore is going to be trades and tradesmen. We're just going to delve into that topic. I don't want to say we're going to talk about any particular thing because I like to leave it open where we talk about whatever the conversation leads us towards. So that's just the way we're going to do it. But this is Guy and Clint here with you. Always good vibes. We appreciate y'all being here. 11 to 1, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, Eastern Standard Time. And we are going to play Brother Shine's song, Silly Girl. We appreciate y'all being here.
It's for you, sweetie. All right. Where did you come from, silly girl? I know I just met you, but I can't seem to get you out of my head, out of my head. My favorite song was playing, shaking your hips with little invitation. We were locking lips and know that I'll never forget you. No matter how hard I try, I can't even find a pen so I could see your poison, and I breathed you in, and just like my favorite things, you disappear in the end. The end. And as the band was winding down, I couldn't seem to find you in the crowd of faces. Then out of nowhere, you appear without one question. Yeah, we disappeared, and know that I'll never forget you. No matter how hard I try, can't even find the words to tell you how much you blew my mind. Gave me your poison, and I breathed it in. But just like my favorite things, you disappear in the end. The end. The end. It's just the beginning. Well, you know I won't forget you, no matter how hard I try. I can't even find a pen so I could see you again. Gave me your poison, and I breathed you in. But just like my favorite thing,
Oh man, here we go again. We're going to create change. Make it happen this time. Let's go. Always good vibes. Get out of your bed. I can feel it. It's going to be a good day, a great day. Let's go. Always good vibes. Create change. Let's go. Let's go. Always good vibes. Let's go. Always good vibes.
Sean had a little trouble with his internet this morning, is what he texted me, and so as with moving on, I figured we just stay with on top. I wanted to talk about the trades. That's kind of what I intended upon going with. It's been on my mind, so I figured we just stay and just keep going with that. That's what I wanted to talk about. So that's what you and I, and it happens to be that you also have been a part of the trades world, and I'm sure had many men in your life and women in your life that's been a part of the trades. So it just seemed like a great topic that just fell right into place as far as a good topic for us. Let me just go through and say shout out to Queen V34. I see you out there, and I appreciate you being here. Always good vibes. Thank you very much for coming and giving a chance to me.
Victoria, she's awesome, man. That's a real woman right there. She's raw, real, truthful. I've been friends with her for a little while now, man. Her boyfriend, I call her husband.
Right.
He's awesome. Just a good old Gen X dude, just real like us. They're good people,
cool.
Man.
Cool. Well, I appreciate you being here, and it takes a lot to give somebody a chance on the live stream. I think that's what we're all that's doing these live streams. You're throwing lines out and hoping that people, if you'll just give me a chance, then you may not like everything that I do, but you can respect the way that I approach things, and you'll always know that I'm always trying to look at it from the other person's point of view as well. Doesn't mean that old guy's gonna always agree. Just means I'm trying to give benefit, like, okay, well, I can see it that way, but I don't agree with it, but I can see it, So anyway, I get started. You know how I am, Brother Clint.
I'm the same way. Hey, look out before the show, I looked down, I was like, man, he's 6 minutes late because we're just here yakking backstage. It's what we do, brother. It's what we do.
It just starts, man. That's all it takes. But Truth Wave Energy in the house. Magic Healing, Miss Amanda, thank you very much for being here. Thank you. You know that. I hope you know that anyway. Let's see. Brother Desi in the house. Oh man, shout out to Brother Desi coming through for me. I appreciate you, man. He's just been so part of my whole channel journey, from just starting with something funny, to relieve my stress. I was truly stressed out the day that I made that little video because, Brother Clint, you know how it is, man. You're trying to learn new stuff, and it's just a different type of learning for me. It was just like, it aggravated me. So I done that little video on my phone. It made me just making fun, really. I was like, I'll just make fun of all these people out here doing all this crap on this thing. I don't know nothing, But that it was just a good joke and something funny. And then we've just been, but it's a lot farther than that now, man. Just a straight up outstanding community member. Brother Desi, I appreciate you being here, man. Listening in from work, I'm sure. Thank you, man. Truth Wave Energy, Queen V34, all of you being here. Christina Payne, shout out to you. Thank you. I see you there. I'm coming back up through, guys. Miss Patty, shout out to Miss Patty, outstanding community member and just been a super supporter of mine. And I appreciate that, Miss Patty. Thank you. Thank y'all for being here today. We're talking about trades. I felt like that was a great topic anyway, and then to have Brother Clint a part of it. But I have it. I just pulled it up, and I just thought it worked out great. That this is the description. Let's talk about why tradesmen are the backbone of our communities, and we talking about plumbers, electricians, builders, all the people that without them physically exerting themselves and sometimes physically exhausting themselves to get a job done in the sake of the bigger project, because there is no one person that makes a building come together, or no one person that makes a community project come together. It takes a bunch of people, tradesmen. And when I say tradesmen, I'm referring to men and women. You all know what I mean out there. talking about both sexes as far I know that both male and female work in the trades. I'm just saying tradesmen. You know how it is. I'm just saying
Yeah.
tradesmen like that. But there's so many things that go into to doing it, and I think it's important that we push these things up for the younger folks and for other folks that maybe are looking into to trading off what they're doing now and go into that. I think now that there's the light being shined on that, hey, without these people, all the nice little homes and buildings and projects and stuff, they don't get accomplished as easy and they don't get done. And I think that now's a good opportunity for people to be in the trades where I feel like when I came in, I feel like even for experienced people in the trades, it still sucked. Like the money wasn't good. You barely got by. You really wasn't making a huge living working for other people. Working for a boss man. Um, you know, but it was solid work. You knew that you had work, and that beat the alternative, making good money, but then being in a position where you're laid off every couple months or something. Um, and I think they took advantage in some ways, of the opportunity uh, to have people that couldn't do school. I couldn't do school. I hated it. My brain wouldn't accept it. My brain, it didn't fit me, man. But going out and physically exhausting myself and working did, and I learned things. I learned like that. I learned how to do stuff, and but your importance at that time was diminished by the fact that you didn't want to finish school. Uh, you didn't want to, that all those things came into factor when it come time for getting paid, or trying to advance in your job. Um, but just because, but I think now, with Mike, I have to mention Micro Foundation. I
Micro
support
Works
that.
Foundation is
Yeah,
amazing.
man. I support him 100%. I've been a super fan since, before Dirty Jobs.
Mhm.
But especially since Dirty Jobs. He's super smart and he has been pushing the trades since when it wasn't cool. Like he's been trying to like say, "Hey guys, we have a lack of," like we were talking before we come on. There was a lot of dudes our age back in the day that were coming up under and learning something. But now, if you look at the same age group right now, maybe it's starting to get better now. But for the past 15, 20 years, there hasn't been that many coming behind taking over for when the old guys, happen
Yep.
to, call it done. And that's where your experience is really found, Clint. You know it. If you go to school for 4 years, you learn enough to get you in the way when you get to the job site.
Yep.
You might as well just went and picked up a broom and started from day one. That you
Yep.
could, I would have been. I can tell you this. I can tell you this from an honest standpoint. If I was to go out and start as a laborer back in the day, starting as a laborer, and you go to school and work your way through to be a carpenter, and I start as a laborer and build my way up and finally get to being a carpenter. By the time I get actually considered to be a carpenter, I'll be way farther along than what they will, because
Yep.
that real world knowledge that you can't replace that in a book or in a classroom environment, or
You you can't. You
you
can't
can't.
replace driving an hour to work every day, to the city to do what you got to do. You
That's
can't
right.
replace you can't replace the attitude of different bosses over top of you getting on it. That don't happen in school.
That's
That
right.
that don't happen in school. But when they come out of school, they think, and I've dealt with this. I've dealt with cats that went into the school to get their license and stuff, and they come out and the company hires them, and they just immediately feel like they should be privileged and they've earned this, they've earned that. Like, dude, you know parts, pieces. You,
Hmm.
you might know terminology, but you do not know this work. You don't, and you're going to hurt me if you think I'm going to let you put you up there and do this. No, you still got to learn. You still got to learn the way to do it. And I agree with you. Like if you might as well just start off. The only schooling, and maybe I'm being biased because that's the way it worked for me. The only schooling I would recommend is put your kids through classes in high school. But make them take carpentry one. Make them, not make them, but suggest carpentry, suggest
Push it.
electrical.
Push it
Yeah,
on.
suggest my school had actual building trees. So it was like broke up in 6-week sections. You do 6 weeks of welding, 6 weeks of carpentry, 6 weeks of masonry, 6 weeks of, this. And that gives you terminology that lets you get familiar with the tools,
Yeah.
teaches you safety, how to cut without cutting your fingers off.
Yeah.
And then go to work. Start pushing that broom, like you said. Watch the guy over here cutting these joints. Watch the guy over here putting these butt joints together, or these mortar joints, or anything. That's where it comes from. Let the guy yell at you a little bit because you screwed up, because you need to be yelled at because you could have killed somebody.
Yeah. Well, and there's something about character. There's something about your character being built. Now, see, I come up underneath my dad. And fortunately for me, that gives me a master to learn from. As far as years spent, that's the only thing he ever did. He's 83 and still doing it. So I had a great teacher, but then that also give you that double whammy of that dad certainly couldn't appear to be giving you any type of leeway, because then it did create an environment where I felt it on my dad's side and I felt it on other people's side, that it took that time for them to see, like, okay, now this young fella knows what he's got it going on. And they didn't give you no credit just because you were James's son or anything. No, you had to show that, like, you actually could, because by the time I went to work with my dad, as far as like on a job, under a actual company with him, at 16, then I had already worked in side work and weekend jobs I knew how to run a rip saw. I knew how to read a tape measure. I knew how to do the basic, the basics. I knew the very basics, I guess is what I could drive a nail. I could drive some nails, brother. I had drove some nails in my day. As far as a young feller, whenever there was a chance to drive nails, it was like a challenge for me because my daddy was one of them. Man, he could get him a big old scoop and flip them suckers and set it and just set it and send it home. Set it and send it home, especially them number 8 drivers. And I haven't just, hey, man, it was that was what this young right here wanted. I wanted to be able to keep up with them when they would get down because they didn't have air nailers back then. Or well, I say my dad didn't use them. That's not what he didn't have them. And you drove by hand, and man, I just loved it. It was like a challenge, like almost like a sport, almost like I like doing that. So but I could have went to school for that same amount of time, and I wouldn't have had near the knowledge as far as what I learned right on the job site, getting yelled at. Actually, when the first 2 weeks when I started with Griffith Brillhart Builders, I was 16 and I'd quit school, and my dad, had didn't give me no flack about that because I was my own young man, and he knew that it wasn't gonna change my mind. But it was, you had to get a job. You got, like, if you're gonna have shit, you're gonna have to go to work. So it's like, you get a little job, and that was, I went to work with him there, and they put me in this old 1-ton dump truck and sent me to a housing little old people. It was for older folks. It was like a retirement village. Like, it wasn't one big building. It was a bunch of separate homes, but within a community type thing. And it was winter time because my birthday's in February, and I quit right as I turned 16. Hell, I'd done stopped anyway, but I made it official anyway. But went to work in the middle of winter, and they put me in an old foundation hole that was all froze up and needed to be cleaned out, where it kept rain. It would rain and then freeze, so it would wash in on itself because it was about 4.5, 5 foot deep that they dug down. So that was my job, was going there and keep that thing, trying to get it cleaned out, and then they'd have me cleaning some random trash up and then doing it. It sucked. And you didn't get to go right to work with the carpenters. That's what I really wanted. I wanted to be working right with them. I didn't want to be pushing no broom. I didn't want to be out there in the cold ditch somewhere. I didn't want to do that. But I didn't get the opera. I mean, that's how you earned your way. Like the fellas, like you make it for a couple weeks, then the next thing you know, you get to start sitting down with everybody at lunchtime. They kind of give you a little bit like, all right, he's made it a couple weeks. He didn't disappear on the first paycheck, and then you know.
It's a rude awakening though, because I can remember that you triggered a memory. I can remember my first time building or being in the trades, my first actual job that I got paid for. I worked for a builder, and it began with the foundation. I mean, he was a builder. He started from the bottom up. He did it all.
Mm-hmm.
And in my brain, I'm thinking, cool, man, I'm working for this builder, and I got me a pair of work boots. I got my work belt, you know, and I got my tool belt.
You're
I'm
pretty
ready
much
to go.
second in command.
Bro,
Yeah.
it was wintertime. The truck, the concrete, the center block truck couldn't get up to the job
Oh
site,
no.
so they had to
man.
drop all the skids of blocks at the bottom of this hill. Well, I'm the cockstrong
Yeah.
new kid with no knowledge.
Yeah.
Guess who got to tote all
Yeah.
them center blocks up that hill? And I can remember thinking, man, I don't know if I want to do this. I don't know if I want to do this. And you got like 5 masons sitting there just picking on you, just come on,
Yeah.
man, you're slowing us down. And I was. These guys are flying, and and I was slowing them down. Then you got one mason looking at you, going, man, don't give up, bud. Don't give up. You keep going, you're going to do something. But you got to put your time in.
Yeah.
So I did masonry for like 2 months, and I was like, okay, this is not the trade I want. I don't want this trade. But I hung in and got that job done. And then I finally started figuring out where I belonged. And plumbing was mine. That's plumbing was mine. I got into I actually started in Harford County. I went to
Harford County.
I went to school at Harford Community College up there. Got my certificate for boiler operations and stationary engineering.
My sister went to school there a little bit.
Oh, really?
Community college, yeah.
Small
and several
world,
of my
bro.
cousins, man. Yeah.
Small world, man.
Yeah, there was,
I got my certificate up there. They trained me in Baltimore. I don't know if you ever noticed, but when you go right after you go through the Inner Harbor, the tunnel, the Fort McHenry, when you come out, there's a big ship on the side, and it's the actual AT&T ship. It's AT&T building, but they're stationed in this big ship that they refitted. And I trained in their high pressure boiler in there. The boiler's so big you can drive a truck in it.
No kidding.
And that's how I started. And then I was missing home. I was missing down here in Virginia. Yeah. I didn't like it being flat up there. There was no mountains. It was just, I liked the place, but it just wasn't my place. So I come back home. My uncle said, hey, man, come on back down here. I'll carry you for a little while. I'll get you hired at my company. You be my helper. I'll carry you for a couple months. Yeah. And let's see if you like plumbing. And I come down and did that with him. And man, I was like, okay, this is what I like. I like houses. I like to smell the wood being cut. I like going in. As a plumber, when you go rough in a house, you're by yourself. Just you plumbing.
And it's nice and clean. It's
nice and
when
clean.
You get to do the clean work, man. As a plumber, that's wonderful work.
And that's how I got started. That's how I got started in it. But I had to pay my dues all the way. Shoot. In my 30s, I was still paying dues. Honestly, I was still paying dues because there's constantly new stuff coming out. And then you got this young whippersnapper who's like 26 showing me how to do what I've been doing for 15 years now because there's new technology and he's aware of it. I'm not.
Yeah.
And so I still paid dues. But yeah, that's how I got into it, man. That was my beginning of the trades.
That's so funny that you started in Harford County, bro. That's where I grew up at, man. Was
working for the school system. I was on the maintenance. I was on the facilities crew for Harford County Public Schools, and then I ended up running a brand new school, Ring Factory Elementary. I was their custodian. I ran it. I ran the facility. I operated it. I was the emergency guy.
I remember Ring Factory. I mean, I never went to school there, but I certainly remember the school. My mama drove a school bus for right there for Bel Air High School, Bel Air Middle School, and then she had Ring Factory Elementary School and kindergarten run and all this kind of stuff worked right through there the whole time that she was a school bus driver. And of course, I grew up. I went to North Hartford High School is where that I went to high school at. But Bel Air was our rivals and whatever. But
That's where I lived. I lived right in the middle of Bel Air on Moores Mill Road, right there behind
oh
the
man,
pharmacy.
dude, I know Morris Mill Road. That is so funny. What a walk down memory lane, man. Cause man, we traveled through there. Now I wouldn't know how to get myself around through there. Probably, it's all changed up, so much. But like, and my biggest problem where I grew up there, man, there's a lot of places that God just knew. Like I didn't necessarily know roads and all this kind of stuff. I just knew exactly where I was at all the time because that's where I was born and raised at. Like now, most roads, like we lived on Braden Ball Road, and
I remember that road.
we lived on right off of Madonna Road, which
Mhm.
was not far outside of Jarrettsville, Maryland. We used to go to the station house all the time there in Jarrettsville. So shout out to the hometown, man, in Harford County.
That's
But
that's
uh,
pretty cool, man.
yeah, it
Small
is,
world,
man.
bro.
Small world,
Small
dude.
world.
Like totally, it blows my mind when I start putting pieces like that together. Like, wow, and it was probably right around the same years. What years was it that you was?
I moved there. Let's see, I was 19, so 94. I moved
Okay,
there.
okay.
94, something like that.
I'm.
Yeah. Uh-oh. Did I
Uh-oh.
lose you?
Nah,
There
we're
you are.
good.
There
Yeah,
you
we skipped a little. We just had a little pause. That was all. Little pause. But yeah, you have a couple years on me. You're 2 years older than me, so
Yeah.
that's about that because, we left out in 96. That's
Okay.
when we moved down here. Uh, into Tazewell County. I've been down here longer now than I lived in Maryland at this point.
Yeah.
And that's why I say that this is home. It's surely home. This is where I'll always, hang my hat, I guess, so to speak. It doesn't mean, you may not visit somewhere else, but
Mhm.
this is going to be where I call home. But man, there's nothing like hometown. You know what I mean? You can't
I tell
start
you,
it. Yeah.
I miss what was it called? It was two Italian joints, Fortunato Brothers and Bon Tempo Brothers. They had
Okay.
the steak and cheese and pizza. I do miss that up there, man.
Mm,
It was the real
mm.
deal stuff, man. It
Did
was.
you happen to ever? Did you ever go into Aberdeen or anywhere like that? And
Yeah,
Havre de
yeah.
Grace
I
and
well,
everything.
I went to Havre de Grace quite often. I loved it down there. And
I was born in Havre de Grace, Maryland. There.
oh, okay, okay,
Yeah,
yeah. No, I went to have I used to go to the promenade a lot, go to the lighthouse,
I
go to
lived right
Susquehanna
down the
Park.
street from the firehouse, man.
Oh
On
wow,
Union Street.
yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man. That
awesome,
that.
man.
Yeah.
And in
That.
Aberdeen, one of my actual first jobs before I got Ring Factory was working at it was Cal Ripken Junior's Elementary School, Hall's
Oh
Crossroads
yeah,
Elementary.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
dude.
that was
Dude,
that
that's
was one of my
crazy,
first.
man.
Yeah.
That's so crazy, man. Cause you know where they built the Cal Ripken Jr. Stadium at?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where when up until my grandmama got passed away. She lived. You had to go. You had to fight all the traffic going past there because that's where my uncle Virgil and Aunt Debbie had a apartment built on the side of their place, and they were right beside where his little stadium for the youth stadium and stuff was at, man.
I remember
Uh,
that. I remember that being done too, man. That was
yeah.
yeah. He's a big deal there, man.
Oh, he's a big deal. Cal
He's a
Ripken, he
big
was a
deal.
big deal.
Yeah, and
Hey,
that's when I was living in Maryland. I was living in Bel Air when he got his Iron Man when he surpassed.
yeah, 2,800.
Yeah,
So I don't know what it was.
I, my wife got so mad because I video recorded over top of our wedding tape.
Oh
Yeah,
man,
yeah, because the night before he tied the record, and then the next day he broke the record. And
that's man.
yeah, I videotaped over the wrong tape.
Talk about the key. Yeah, but boy, you talk about the key to man. He was like the number one consistent man. That like he was there. You could count on him, bro. He
Yep,
he was gonna
yep.
be there and fill his position and do it well and do it real well. So shout out to Cal Ripken. That's just so funny, man. Cause hey, did you ever eat a cheesesteak sub from the musical inn?
Yeah.
Oh
Where's
my
that?
gosh, man. It was right there off Route 40 in Aberdeen. And oh man, dude, it was so good.
Oh, how
We
did I
called the
miss that?
Musical Inn. It was a tiny little spot, man. My dad used to take us as a kid. We'd go get them, and then of course, anytime we went back to Maryland, up until you know they closed up. I think they're closed up now for good, maybe. But yeah, man, it was, dude, it was the best cheesesteak sub you ever want to put in your
I
mouth. It was
remember I
delicious.
remember me and my wife stopping out there somewhere. There was a little ice cream joint, and you ordered like, there was no inside. You walked up to the uh, to the front of the building and ordered through a screen.
You're talking about the Arctic Circle,
That's it.
and it
That's
had
it.
the drive-in right across the road, the Big
Yes,
M.
that's it. I remember eating there when we would go visit
Yeah,
out there.
man, that was my stomping grounds, bro.
I remember. Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah, we used to eat. Well,
I
I
played
probably
a
saw you in
mini
that parking lot then.
I played a mean tournament there in rec ball, man. That, like we go there and do the batting cages, and of course they had the mini golf, man, and then the driving range, and then you had Big M across the street where you could go do drive-ins. That was cool. That was
Yeah,
really cool, man.
yeah, that
But
was.
yeah, dude, I know exactly what you're talking about. Well, because see, my aunt Chris, she doesn't live far from where that's at now. Like,
Oh, okay.
she's just right down, so not too far from there. And then uh other family members as well. And then for me, from where I actually lived at, that would have probably been about like once we left Churchville, because we lived in Churchville before we moved to Jarrettsville. I went to Churchville Elementary School. Uh, but yeah, man. Before I was only just a few minutes from there as a young kid coming up, and then it wasn't never too far out of range because man, it was a great ice cream joint. You could get
Churchville.
some.
Is Churchville where the college was?
It's not far. Churchville
Because
runs right up to Bel Air.
okay,
Um, but you were probably from the community college. Well, back then, now with traffic and stuff the way it is now and things different, I don't really know much about the place, but it couldn't have been more than a 10-minute ride
okay.
from
'Cause I
there.
remember Churchville. I just don't know why I remember it, but I do
Now
remember
it
it.
had a nice big rec park and stuff. Like it had a really nice rec park and like baseball park and everything for youth baseball. And then uh but it was on the outskirts of like the Bel Air part, like from where the Harvard Mall and all that stuff was in
I was up
Toledo.
there at Harvard Mall when DJ from Full House come there.
Really?
I was, yeah,
That's
DJ
funny,
DJ
man.
from Full House. I was there that day. I remember that. That's wild.
Yeah.
Harvard Mall. Wow.
I man, man, it's just crazy, dude. I can sit here and just walk down memory lane, man, because I can totally. But you know what I see in my mind's eye, I know this ain't even there no more. Like in the way,
Yeah.
not the way that I see it in my head. It ain't there like that.
Yeah, I wouldn't recognize it. The Conowingo Dam would probably be the only thing I recognize up there
Yeah, it's as creepy as it ever was.
anymore. Dude,
Hey,
when I first moved there, I was not aware that it had a nuclear siren. And
hey,
we were in our apartment one day and this loud ass siren goes off and I'm like, what the hell was that? Like
yeah.
I've never heard that before in my life. And my wife, her and her family lived there. That's how we ended up there. And
What
she
did they
told me
live
what it
at?
was.
Like what Port Deposit? Is that where they lived at?
This was for the Conowingo Dam. We were
Right
right
at
down
the
the
Conway.
yeah,
Okay.
and it's a required test or something once a year. They gotta
Wow.
blow this siren in case there's an
Yeah.
issue, and it goes across the entire town. Like you hear this, like I've seen the tornado sirens. I don't think they touched this. I don't think they even touched the sound this. I mean, you
No
knew it was a
kidding.
problem when you hear this. You're like, what the hell is that? And it
Yeah.
freaked me out. And they had to
Yeah.
explain to me what it was. And I'm like, what? I lived near that? Like, who?
Man, yeah. Y'all could have told me that before I had a heart attack.
Right?
Uh,
Right?
uh,
It's
uh,
wild, though. That
but
was my first experience with a dam, too. I remember
hey,
driving
that's just,
across that and seeing water up this high. And then on the other
hey,
side of the dam, there's nothing. I was like, oh,
nothing,
I
bro.
like this. I don't know if I like this.
I don't like it. I don't like it, bro. I did not like that spot. And I never did like it. Now, we crossed it quite a bit because we had family that lived across, in Port Deposit and other places that, Rising Sun and all that.
That's the
But
sun. Wow.
yeah, I
As soon
know
as you said
that. Yeah, dude. Yeah, man. But hey, that damn was creepy, man. That was a creepy. That was a creepy experience. I didn't care for that. I never got used to it. I don't think I ever will get used to it.
no,
Like it,
no, I never would. I never would.
It
And she
just
always wanted to go on Sunday drives to Pennsylvania, so we crossed it every week.
yeah. You gotta go. I don't like it neither, man. I don't like it neither. And I have seen times where, now others I'm sure have seen a lot worse than me, but I have seen times where like, turbulent and then water splashing over and everything. It's like, man, I just don't like that. I
No,
just don't care for that. I ain't got no fin on my back. Uh,
no,
I, and I just feel like that the distance down on the one side just seems far enough that I just don't feel like I'll probably make that. Um, and if I do, it's probably really going to be bad then. And
yeah,
it's like I just don't like it.
no.
I don't like things I don't have a chance against. Like
But salute to the people who built it because they were some
hey,
badass dudes.
they were awesome. I don't know how. Hey, once again, without them tradespeople,
Yep.
and without them, but yeah, we get, but it all pertains, man, because we talk about all these things that we enjoy, and man, that was one booming area back then, and it still is with building and things going on and things moving, and moving it, moving up with technology and learning how to. I mean, like now the roads ain't even the same as what we're talking about. Like everything's different, and you got pavement where there wasn't pavement, where there might was cornfields now is homes that are built or stores that were built or malls or whatever it is that they got going on, man.
Yep.
And it's the tradespeople, man. Tradespeople that make it happen, and it's nice to see a group of younger folks embrace the technology, but there's going to be some of it that just ain't going to get done if you ain't got the people that's willing to do the hands-on work.
Yes, sir. Oh, I see. I'm freezing up.
Yeah,
I
you are. Might
don't
be
know
your
what's
background
it could be. It might be. Yeah. I
because
think it's a lot happening around here right now. That's what it
is
is.
that because it feels like when it's really busy that it does that more than what it will other times. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I got a lot of people on devices here, and so I think that hurts me too. I just turned off all my extra devices.
It doesn't help. It doesn't help you any. I know that. But I don't even understand enough of it to really know why that it's like that. But you know,
Yeah.
it told me for the first time when I done my background the other day and I had my virtual background on. It done this message across the top said that could be slowing it down, and that's the first time I'd ever got that before, ever.
Yeah.
But I hadn't never used the background neither. Um, but
Honestly,
why
StreamYard's been acting up for me for a while now. It's
has
it's
it?
oh dude, it's ever since like May, it's just crazy. It's just I don't know. It's just every time I go somewhere, let me change my background here. I
See
don't know
if
if that'll help.
see if it helps you. I
Yeah.
don't know if it will or not, bro.
Yeah. No, it don't seem like it is. I might have to back out and come back in, but
Well, let's play us a song. We'll play us another beat. I'm gonna shout everybody out, and you can try that and see if that helps you. It probably will.
10-4.
All right, my man. Hey, we got Upbeat Pluto. Appreciate you being here,
Hey
man.
son,
Shouting
thanks
out
for
to you.
stopping in, bud. I appreciate it, son.
Yeah, you know who that is. That's right. Truth Wave Energy, shout out to you, man. Appreciate you being here, brother Desi. William in Brooklyn, man, said, what up, guys? Appreciate you
Hey,
guys, Miss
William.
Patty. We'll be back here in just a few minutes. I'm gonna play us a little song out, and we're gonna see if we can get our stream stuff squared away, guys. But this is Heavy Hitters Band. I'm a little drunk right now. Shout out to Big Jack Storytime, doing big things, man. Appreciate him. Appreciate him being a part of the community and just being a good leader, man. And this is Heavy Hitters Band. His son is part of this band. They're just outstanding fellas. Seem like they're really working hard. And this ain't a one-off. They got more. They can.
Oh, for sure.
There we go. I think it skipped back in. But we're talking trades today. This is Guy and Clint. He's having some issues with his streaming right now. But we'll be playing this out. This is Heavy Hitters Band. I'm a little drunk right now. We appreciate y'all being here.
I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never know it. I'm a little messed up, or whatever you call it. I had your number saved and I thought, well, shoot, I might as well call it. You're probably still with what's your name? Yeah, sure, of course you are. See, I don't care. I met a fine girl at the bar. Woman you will ever be. I think her name was Lena. Way too much tequila, was it? Your Serena, but anyway, I'm doing good. Great. Oh, by the way, your favorite band is gonna be in town, and I'm the whole day get delayed. And I know you gotta take it right up close there to the stage. And you hear about cancellation, just a studio Tanqueray. But you ain't asked who's opening up, but we're headlining is what they say. And now we're here standing face to face, screaming, I'm a little drunk right now. You would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. You would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. I'm a little insecure and I hate the bore. You already know it. I'm an undiscovered poet, performer with rockstar motives. Let me tell you something that not many people have ever noticed. But I'm scared of being vulnerable. And I'm scared of commitment, but obviously, yeah, whatever. Who is it? I bet if I called you, you'll be right at my spot in about 5 minutes. And you're going to delete this voicemail. God forbid your man think I'm in it. I'll say this to me, do not get offended, but I'm a little drunk right now. But you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now, but you would never know it. I'm a little drunk right now. Oh, I'm a little drunk right now. I know you're doing your best to, but I won't let you forget me. I know you're doing your best to, but I won't let you forget me. I want you to know I can love myself on my own, but I'm a little drunk right now. I'm a little drunk.
I've been around. I've seen some things. I've moved so fast, you'd better not blink. I've lived and loved. I've loved and lost. When I met you, I sure did fall head over heels in love with you. It's all the little things that you do. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure did fall head over heels in love with you. I rush right home when my work day's done, so I can see you and my son. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. It's all the little things that you do. You pick me up and you stand me tall. When I met you, I sure didn't fall head over heels in love with you. Head over heels in love with you.
Oh man, here we go again. We're going to create change. Make it happen this time. Let's go, always good vibes. Get out of the open. I can feel that it's going to be a good day, a great day. Let's go, always good vibes. Create change. Let's go, always good vibes. Change. Let's go, always good vibes.
Got Brother Clint up there.
I was by myself. I was like, whoa.
Yeah. Good job. Yeah. 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 Hey, well, hey, this stream stuff, man, sometimes you just got to go with it, man. It dropped you out like, well, it dropped, or not dropped you, but it dropped me, it seemed like, for a minute there, or for a couple seconds there, too. So it's just weird on both sides.
It took me right on out. I was like, oh, okay, well, let me go get my cup of coffee and I'll come back.
That's right.
Come back in.
That's all you can try, man, because sometimes it's out of your control. But I have noticed, like, during peak time, like, it does seem to get, like, there's certain times that you'll be perfectly fine, and then it seems like you'll hit a point where it's like it starts going downhill, and I think it is peak, just peak time, man, peak time for everybody. So shout out to everybody giving it to us, giving some of it to us.
Hey, I'll be right back. I'm getting a bang on my door here, brother.
Yep, you do what you got to, brother. Shout out to everybody here with us this morning, man. We appreciate you guys.
I don't know how to drop myself off the stage. It ain't giving me the option. There you go. All right.
There you go. Yeah, that's Brother Clint. He's got things something to take care of. But shout out to William at Brooklyn, man. Appreciate you being here. Let me get back up through the comments. Let me see. I see Miss Patty saying something here. I see. Let me back up through here. I neglected the comments, guys. Oh my Lord. You know what happens when I get started running my mouth, and then I got Brother Clint with me too, and then I forgot a lot of them. I'm sorry about that. Hey, Truthway, appreciate you being here, man. Have a great, outstanding day. Always be 1,000th, bro. Appreciate that, man. Queen V34, appreciate you being here. Let's see. Yeah, man. Yeah, it is. Truthway, just to acknowledge that comment, man. I'm sorry I missed that, but you guys are making a conscious choice to change your attitude. This is huge. Absolutely. I think that's so true, man. That acknowledging what way you're going. Sometimes you can't help it, man. We're all human, but I think at the same time, we're all human. We have the ability to reason things sometimes and give ourselves. Man, I call it a 10-second rule, because I am man enough to say just about anything, and I have come to the understanding, and I realize as a grown man now that sometimes I don't need to say something. Sometimes the best thing to say is nothing. Because it's just not worth it. So I try to exercise that the best that I can, but at the same time, I try to be that friend for people that are my friend. That man, if you ask me an honest question, or ask me an answer and you want or a question you want an honest answer, then I'll tell you how I feel about it. Doesn't mean you know you know I don't try to be cruel or nothing, but I like to feel like that. If I'm gonna tell, if I'm gonna say, that I'm giving you an honest opinion, then I give it to you. It's kind of like I say about dinner. Don't tell I don't. I've made it a rule. I do not tell my wife that I like something, just because I don't want to hurt her feelings. It ain't got nothing to do with whether it's cooked right or wrong, because it can be cooked 100% right. But if I don't like it, I don't like it, and it's better for me just to go ahead and say I don't like it than to go for years claiming that it was awesome and having her fix it for me, and having to live with the fact that I should have just said I didn't like this from the rip. Should have just said, no, I don't like this. Because she has things that she likes that I can eat it. It's not like it's gross, but it's something that they really like. And then I have things that I like that they can, it's the vice versa. They can eat it. They really don't care for it, but they can eat it. But, that's just the way it goes. Let's see. I'm sorry guys. I miss out on some good stuff here. I see Truth Wave. I seen that one. Hashtag Christina Payne. Hashtag spread the love. Hit the thumbs up. Appreciate you, Christina Payne. Thank you. Let's see. The AI is incredible. Though. Let's see. Seen that one. I seen something. But anyway, shout out to everybody. Appreciate y'all being here, man. Always good vibes to all of you, man. All of you. Let's see. I see Miss Patty. I've seen. Thanks for coming. Let's see, Patty. Missed this morning. Let's see. I'm getting there, guys. Hi, shout out to you, Miss Min. Appreciate you being here. Always appreciate you. I got lost in the comments somewhere. Oh, that's there. Miss Patty says much respect to trades, plumbers, and pipe fitters in my family, and I can fix the toilet disposal. That's right. That's right. Hey, but I think that man, now there's a time like I try to tell my boy all the time that I think it's a great time to go into the trades of any kind, but just go in and learn one. Don't go. You know, I just feel like you need to focus in on one and be excellent at it. And if you can do that and acquire the skills it takes to do it, man, you're going to be a valued individual as far as what you do for a living. Then it's on you as to whether you want to, have your own business or anything like that. I should say the old toilets, the new ones with the baffles, no clue. Yeah, I tell you, man, some of the plumbing stuff has truly, come a long ways, but some of the old stuff is still right there. Like it ain't, they've figured out ways to make it use less water and everything, but like design is design in some cases. With the old school toilets, man, they still work today. As far as just the design of them, they that was a genius design. Whoever come up with that, whoever come up with the toilet, shout out to you. We appreciate you very much. Actually, hate to have to still be going trying to find me a tree or something like that. That would just not be fun. Yeah, it does. It is like a sport, man. But that's also what made it fun at work a lot of times was like you had some old miserable stuff that you had to do, but you kind of just I don't know, you just embraced it and just kind of like made it a little bit of a game. Like, when you had a bunch of crap you had to carry or you had, just a bunch of crap work that you had to do for a while. Like down at the last big job that me and my dad was on together down at Elk Garden. Big old house that had been it was historical through the historical stuff, and man, it had been just totally neglected since like the early '80s, late '70s, and there had literally been cows in the house and upstairs, and they had. I mean, it was just insane. It was in bad shape, but we went in there to to redo that spot, and some of that work was just it was miserable, man. Some of it just sucked. It was dirty, nasty, terrible, or just but you had to do that work, to get to the fun, to get to the stuff that was fairly fun and enjoyable. But it was like, my dad was the most experienced man on the job, but he was doing the same crap work that the most inexperienced man on the job was doing. I mean, everybody did. Everybody got him a dose of the crap. You know what I mean? So it kind of made you feel, in some ways, better. It's like, well, heck, it ain't just me. Everybody getting them some of that. So it made you feel just a little bit better about it. Upbeat Pluto. Shout out to you, man. I appreciate you being here. That's brother Clint's uh, son. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for coming by, man. He's a gamer. I encourage any of you to go and check his stuff out. I don't know much about the gaming world, but he also does other things. He's not just, I say that, but he, that, anyway, go check him out. Y'all go find out for yourself. But anyway, Miss Patty, thank you. Appreciate that. Um, you know, head over heels. It's just one of them that was simple but true, I have to say. Several years old now, so it's pretty cool. Pretty cool. But hey, shout out to you, brother Desi. Thank you, man. Outstanding community member. Excuse me, I'm sorry about that. Let me swell that up here. Mainly off grid. Hello. Hello all. Howdy to you. Good morning, good morning, good evening, good vibes, either which way, doesn't matter to me. Always good vibes. Today we were talking about the trades, and me and brother Clint are battling streaming issues. Uh Not to anyone's fault, just the way that it works sometimes. Just depends. We were talking about the timing and just the way it is. Brother Clint, if you want me to, I'll pull you back up on here if you're, let me see. I
Hey,
see you down. I
damn,
see you down there.
I'm froze again. Hey, I hate to leave you hanging. I wasn't aware of it. They called a rescue squad for one of the guys here.
Oh man, dude,
Yeah, yeah. So I just helped
dude,
them put him in the ambulance. So I'm gonna have to
do
go
what
up to the hospital.
do what you got
Y'all
to, man. We're
Yes,
we're
sir, man.
we're sending out good vibes for you, brother. Be thinking of you, man. Oh, yeah,
I hate ditching you like
you're
this, but
not.
I know you get it. I know you get it.
Yep, not ditching at all, man. Have a great afternoon. Well, have a safe afternoon, man.
Thank you,
Holler if
brother.
you want to, man.
And I love y'all out there. Appreciate y'all stopping by and just send them positive vibes, y'all.
Absolutely, absolutely. Shout out to you, brother Clint, man.
All right, brother.
All
You
right,
have a
brother.
good
Be
rest of
good,
your show.
dude. Yep. Thank you, man. Man, shout out to brother Clint, man. We are definitely going to be, sending out thoughts and prayers from my end, and I just encourage anybody within earshot, just be thinking of 'em, put them in a thought, good vibes to them, man. Hope everything, turns out turns out safe. No, okay, how whatever, but just send out good vibes to him, man. Shout out to brother Clint for being here, talking about trades, man, talking about the importance of them. I did, from my standpoint, I'm looking at everything from a dad standpoint these days, and I just feel like that for myself. I know I'm just honest with myself. Like, my son is a very, very smart man, a young man, but he just doesn't like school. He doesn't like that environment. He hates just the whole idea of this. It's not the learning part. It's just the environment for him. And I think he will get along pretty well on it. Out in the trades world, it'll be a good environment for him. He'll enjoy the interactions with everybody and doing that. So I encourage it. But you got to get through the schooling. Trying to encourage that too. Mainly off grid says I'm in the trades. Awesome, awesome. I was a carpenter by trade, but once again, when you say carpenter, then that means that you were a floor sweeper, you were a go get me this, you were a, you did what you had to do for the job, and then you also built. uh, it seemed like there was a lot come with the well, especially as going in. My dad and I, we worked with a man, and it was a small outfit, so we didn't have to, there. man, there wasn't a whole lot of like chief and Indian kind of thing. It was what it was. Like you went in on the job and you did it, But there was, of course, plumbers and electricians that would be called to do what they do. Because my dad was always a firm believer that you couldn't beat a man at his own game. It was always best to just say, I'm not a plumber, I'm not an electrician. You need to hire somebody to do that. Obviously, as a person for myself, like I'll do what I got to do if I can figure it out. But I still don't believe in doing that. In a lot of ways, you have to be honest with yourself and say, okay, well, do I really know what I'm doing or do I not? And in some cases, if you really don't know what you're doing, you may not be able to just fix it. There's a lot of things we can just fix. Like I told lots of young people that was working with us and starting off, doing walls or layout or anything like that. My dad would say the same thing. It's like, you know, you can't you can't mess it up. Like if you're trying and like, we'll fix it. That is the definition of construction work. It's a series of correcting mistakes. Okay? And we learn from those mistakes. And over time, you learn techniques for yourself that everybody else already knows, but the only way they learn was to learn it themselves. Start laying walls out. Start figuring out how to use your foot to hold that chunk of wood and start figuring out how to get a hold of the nail and get it planted right so you can set it. There's all those little things that you got to just let them have at it for themselves and make some bad cuts and, whatever. That's just the way it works, man. Oh, you're a high voltage electrician, dude. That is man. Shout out to you, brother. For the railroad, dangerous but very reward. Absolutely, I guarantee it's rewarding not only just traveling but in money and benefits. Because railroad is outstanding to work for. From what I understand, I've never worked for them. Just full disclosure, I don't know anything about that. But I mean, from my standpoint, it's one of the better jobs to have in the trades world as far as benefits and those types of things. From that perspective, looking at it, because depending on the size company that you work for in, carpentry or plumbing or whatever, that depended upon that made it to where that depended whether you had insurance or not. Now, if you was fortunate enough to get on with a bigger company, then maybe you got offered insurance and stuff. But there for a long time, if you just worked for somebody else, you was lucky if they took taxes out on you. If not, you had to do your own, so contract labor, which burnt you up in taxes. Uh, you know. Hey, what's up, Elevated Einstein? Appreciate you being here, man. This morning's topic, dude, it was about the trades, man. And I know that you're an engineer, and that's part of the trades world, and it's important that we push up not only the education side, but we also take, like I keep saying it, and I know I'm like on repeat, but for me, I just have, my son is not the kind of dude that wants to spend any more time than he has to in school, meaning like college. Maybe in the future, it's not that he's not smart enough. He just don't like, that's not for him. So as a dad, instead of me living in some dream world, then I kind of just like, okay, we got to get through high school, but you can start making plans on the things that you like doing. Like, he likes learning about welding. Now, he said that he really didn't know if that was something that he wanted to stay with, but he wanted to go and learn what they had to offer with it. Um, last year, he did a really good job with it, and he liked it. Um, so maybe, but it opens up their eyes. Having a teacher out there that those young men and women look up to as their teachers, especially in that environment as a trade, learning a trade, having someone that has that real world knowledge that's talking to them, I think helps a lot. But man, I was always afraid, I've never been one to admit when I just don't understand something enough. And electricity was always one of them things. Now, I totally get it. I totally, in my mind, like I can say to you, I accept what you're telling me is going on right there, and I understand what you say is happening. I don't trust me well enough to mess around with that situation. Like, there's a couple things I may mess with. Like, I'll go turn the breaker off and do whatever I got to an outlet or something if I need to replace one or something like that. But I'm just not that dude that trusts myself. Like, I'll be that. I'm not get. I don't want to get hit with that stuff. I don't like getting hit with it. You know, I I just don't. I don't get it well enough. I don't trust myself enough to mess with it like that. Like, I know how to do. I know how to do certain things, and I'll put some wire on. But like, I don't want to mess with that big stuff, man. Unless like once I know it's off, I don't mind. But I don't like, I'm not gonna go swing across the power lines or anything. I just don't know about that. I don't think it's a good idea. I don't think anybody should mess with them. Anyway, mainly off grid. I appreciate you being here. And Elevated Einstein, I appreciate all the trades, man. I never did get to do anything outside of the construction world. Of course, in the construction world, you got your hands on some plumbing, some electrical work. But any job that was worth, anything bigger than just maybe moving a wire or maybe moving a pipe or something, you call in the people that know what they're doing and let them get everything, because get it right, do what they got to do, and you do what you got to do, um, from the building side of things, and get it right for them. But it helped as a a builder to understand a little bit about all of it, just to have an idea of what's going on. Of like, okay, they're going to need to run wire up through here. This is going to be their chase, or whatever it was. It gave you an idea of what was going on, and it helped you to help the other trades guys around you the best that you could. At least, sometimes it was, things were the way it was, the way it had to be, the way it was. So, but that's why you have the fellas there that do their trades. They know how to work. They know how to make it work. Even when Miss Patty said, "I'm scared even when the main power is off." Much respect to the electricians. Yeah, you can see a pipe total. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you. Like, I I'm I'm just electricity. It moves faster than me. Obviously, I don't know if y'all knew that, but it does, and it probably moves faster than you guys. And it don't mind at all to hem you up for a little bit. It don't mind at all. It don't. It likes to do that, and I just don't like. I don't like it. I'm scared of it. I know I'm scared of it. Um, there's certain things I don't mind to do with it. Just because I'm, don't mind to turn the power off and do what I got to. But I'm that guy that, hey, I'll go turn the main. I'll go hit the main breaker to make sure. If I don't know no better, like if hey, I can make sure that I ain't gonna be, because I don't want to get blasted with some, big power, especially any of it. I don't want to get hit with any of it. But that's why I think. But it's not only about that, guys. Like, I make fun and I'm lighthearted about it. I'll do just about anything I need to, in all honesty. Um, but what keeps me thinking is like, okay, man, I don't want to see nobody's home get burnt down. I don't want to see nobody's stuff get messed up, because there's things that you need to do properly, that it takes a licensed you know experienced individual, and let them make sure things are the way it's supposed to be. And the same way with the plumbing side of things is like, when you call the inspector in and it's time to get everything ready so that you can start closing walls up, then that the tradesmen that you work with, that come all the time, it's going to be right. That it's going. You don't have no question about it. You confidently call and get whatever. And then if there is a problem, then they were the kind of people that made sure that come and make sure that it was resolved. Like do what they got to, whatever, you know. So, but I'm with you. I'm a little bit scared of power, and it's for a couple different reasons. Not only do I not want to get hit with it, but I just don't want to. I'd hate to do something that made like somebody get electrocuted, or or burn somebody's stuff up or something like that. Because that's the kind of stuff that happens with electrical work. Uh, you wind up doing something and burning something up. You can't fix it, burn up. Um, but at least with plumbing, I'm talking plumbing, like residential plumbing, because there's some plumbing work that involves gas and other kind of things, man, where you need to know what the heck you're doing there too, and have that certification under your belt and all that kind of stuff, because you get yourself hurt, or any kind of pipe that's under pressure, you better know what you're dealing with, or not necessarily, not necessarily house kind of pressure, but like there's some of that plumbing. It gets, man, there's some dangerous stuff out there too, but like, at least with plumbing, if you have a leak or something, then man, it might suck and it might damage a lot of stuff, but 9 times out of 10, you can get it fixed. But with electrical problem, you might have something that winds up burning something down, or burning the place up or whatever, and then you can't, then that's no fixing. So that's why it's best to just call in the people, the tradespeople, to to get it done. I push up any of the people out there that, and I say young people, and I don't really mean it in that in like a kid kind of way, because I mean it doesn't matter how old you are. If you're deciding to go into it, I push you up, and the world needs you. I think there's money for you to be made if you enjoy doing that kind of stuff, and you can envision um, yourself doing it, then there's definitely going to be a demand for you, because there's a lot of and it's like this all the time. But as older generations move on and go into their retirement years, or decide to do something different, then you know and the less of us that's coming in behind them that knows how to work with your hands, or has any type of trade under your belt, then you're going to be in high demand, and you don't necessarily have to be in business for yourself these days to be in high demand, or be a big business to be um, what you call successful. I mean, obviously, I guess successful is very that's a loose term. It depends on where you're at and what you're doing, but like you know to just make a decent living, you don't have to have no huge company these days or anything. You just have that knowledge and put it out there that you have it, and there'll be people, do your stuff, man. So, but yeah, man, the trades is good for any of us that's going in. I support, Mr. Mike Rowe. Um, he's doing outstanding things, and I've been watching him grow the Micro Works Foundation for a lot of years now, and I appreciate what he's doing, and he's from my hometown, or from Baltimore, and I kind of consider that kind of hometown guy as far as where I was born at, and he's uber smart, but he's done things his way, and I can just appreciate that. And he's been trying to push up the trades for years. He's seen it and acknowledged it, a long time ago. So, and for those of us that are in a position where we can, talk about it every once in a while, then throw it out there, and let the next people know that's coming up that it's worthy of the cause, and also when you have a chance to make a change that will affect the next people coming up, then please do so. That's what that's how everything is grown. So, get in there and throw your spice in on things. But it takes getting out there in the world, and letting the world have it. So, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. This has been a awesome day with brother Clint. I'm so glad he was able to come on with me and share about the trades. I do feel very worthy of this topic. It's one of those things that's always going to be, for me. I think that we push that up because that's how everything grows, right? Everybody can't be a computer guy, right? And we can't expect others to do something for a little bit of nothing. So you pay them properly and accordingly, and that's just the way it works. But anyway, guys, I appreciate y'all being here. We'll be here Friday, 11 to 1 Eastern Standard Time. Always good vibes. I appreciate all of you coming by, hanging out with us. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, share it if you feel so led. If not, I really don't care, guys. I just appreciate y'all being here. Until next time, y'all, behave yourselves. Have a good afternoon. And slow it on down just a little bit.
I've been in a hurry since I don't know when. Gotta bring it on back, start over again. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Well, I got me a woman, yeah, she's better than most. Yeah, I get the space I need to really cut and loose. Yeah, she slows it on down to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Slow it on down. Take the time it takes to take a real good look around. Yeah, I'll bring it on back to a nice old page, the kind where a guy like me wins a race. Yeah, slow it down. Slow it on down, guys. Good vibes only to you. Always good vibes. Always good vibes only to all of my beautiful people out there. Appreciate you guys. Have a great day.